Namaste, Zen Zebras. I just wanted to come on. I'm almost done with this incense. But I had some notes about Sebastian. I don't know. I haven't really had a chance because my sister is sick. And she might be getting released from the hospital after, her treatments. So I haven't been on. I don't know if he's been found. I don't know if he's been, anything's been discovered. But I just wanted to come on. I was told by Sebastian to pick out 15 cards from my location cards. These are my location. And he's just very much on my mind and in my soul. And he even told me to put this picture up. I had a different picture up that I just sold, by the way. Yay me. But anyway, the golden one with the butterfly, golden goddess. But anyhow, he told me to put this one up because he is free. And he is, this I've had for a while, and he is free, and this is the one he picked out. And as you can see, he had a lot to pick from. But he made me put this up, so I put it up for you. This is for you, Sebastian. Okay, so what I did was, I have some notes, but first I'm going to look through these cards. Should I read the notes first? All right, I'm going to read the notes first. I almost did this as a live, but something told me, just do it as a video, because I'm getting phone calls from the hospital and stuff like that. So anyhow, so I got a small bridge, like me being taken, not walking out of the house. I don't feel that way. So I am a psychic. So I've gotten some haters, and you know what? I got thick skin, so I'll ride through it. And I do it. Everything I say is for entertainment reasons only, and allegedly. I'm not trying to accuse anybody of anything. And like I said, if we find out that, he was taken by somebody else that has nothing to do with the stepfather and the mom, who were, the last two people to see him. Actually, just really the mom was the last person to see him. Anyhow, if I find out that, they had nothing to do with it, nothing nefarious, nothing at all, I will issue an apology and also take down any videos that seem like accusing them. And just like I said for summer, my videos, almost 40 videos for summer, Moon Utah Wells, but I haven't seen any evidence stating the opposite is true. So they stay up. Okay. Sorry about the shade. All right. So here we go. Like a small bridge when I was trying to tap in, and I wore my crystals to work all day long. I had my crystals on just in case I got any kind of message. At lunch, I would write down some notes. I started drawing a picture. And I would say, Sebastian, where are you? And he said, there are 3 trees. And I started to draw this one. He said, that was too fat. He said, skinnier trees. I said, like this? He goes, sort of. But branches, a lot of branches. There's a lot of branches near me. And there's 3 stick trees. See? I forgot I wrote that. 3 stick trees. A hollowed out log. Hollowed out log. Okay? Odd rocks. I didn't understand what he meant by that. Odd rocks. Almost like a native... Sorry, I can't talk because I think... I don't know. Maybe the incense. Odd rocks. Almost like a Native American ceremony. Okay? Who's Native American? I wonder. Okay, anyhow... that's what I saw. These odd rocks, like in a circle. That wasn't too far from him. He said that wasn't necessarily on him, but it was near him. That's almost like to give a prayer so that he goes up to heaven. This is all just coming in to me, and a little bit yesterday at work. I wanted to color this in, but I didn't get a chance. Okay, so what else? Okay, so a small bridge, a lake nearby, but he's not in the lake. There is some water nearby, maybe a lake or a little river, but I think more a lake. Okay, it might even be a man-made one. Okay, will they find you? That's what he keeps asking. Will they find me? Will they find me, Katrina? And I think they will. And then I see Summer with her hand on the hip like, what happened to me? Okay, all right. I will dance in heaven. Oh my gosh. I heard in one of the videos that he did like to dance. But like when he danced, when he was a kid, it was accepted. He was like, the way they treated me, 12 up to 12 was okay. He goes, once I got to be like 13, 14, 15, he goes, everybody was treating me differently. Like nothing I could do was right. Nothing I could do was cute anymore. And almost like they were embarrassed. Somebody was embarrassed by him. Okay. Who shouldn't have been embarrassed. And he goes, I'm not talking about my biological father, my dad. I'm not talking about my dad. There's only one person I call my dad. There's only one person I call my father. Okay, that just came in right now. So, in other words, I see him doing like a little silly TikTok dance, like almost like he wanted to do TikTok dances, you know, those little quick dances. But somebody preventing him from doing that. Okay. Also, didn't he live in California first? I find that he liked California much better. He liked the house better. He liked the rules better. His life was better in California or wherever he lived at before Tennessee. Okay. I'm not 100% sure where he lived beforehand, but I thought it was Cali. Okay. So he says he will dance in heaven whenever he wants. He's still trying to make that transition. I don't know where I am. He goes, Katrina, you weren't wrong when you thought that I was alive. He goes, I see you beating yourself up about it. And I did. I spent a little time beating myself up about it because I'm usually that's why I changed my mind on his video. But I actually did change my mind on Michael Joseph Vaughn's. I felt like he was alive at first, and then there was a transition period. I think it's because Sebastian doesn't know, allegedly, that he passed. At first, he didn't know. He didn't know where he was. I feel like there was something with the head fluid, head banged in the head. And then could he have been choked or suffocated? Because I'm having a lot of trouble with my throat, and I don't think it's the incense. Blind and blindsided kept coming up. Okay, so elevated above ground. He definitely doesn't recognize where he was. It was very dark when he had this transition. But I feel he's buried, and he's telling me buried. I said, where? And he said, under sticks, under dirt. The tree log is near. The three skinny trees are near. I said, Joshua tree? He was like, I don't know what that is. Okay, now here, I said this in another video. Some cement, but it didn't work, just like VG. Who's VG? Vanessa Guillon. Remember I did a video for her? She was a young woman killed in the military, and they did try to put her in cement, and it didn't work, so they ended up burying her. Anyway, something with cement. Okay, so I put it down. Okay, can I be wrong? Absolutely. Okay, but what if I'm right? Okay, my dad, either way, nothing happens. Okay. What happens is we get peace, all right? My dad knows the truth. My real dad still liked me, loved me, wanted me, even though I wasn't a regular kid. Even though I wasn't a regular 15-year-old. Here we go. My dad knows the truth. Like, in other words, what does he know? He knows that something nefarious happened to his boy, his son. My real dad still liked me, loved me, wanted me, even though I wasn't a regular 15-year-old. Okay. Something about a suitcase. Now, I have gotten a suitcase, but sometimes when people go to the spirit world, they dream of a suitcase, they think they're going on a trip. Before they pass away, they have a dream that they're going somewhere, and they actually, want to get some things ready, or they talk about getting something ready. He's showing me like a brown suitcase. I don't know if that means anything, or if it's symbolic. See, that's the thing. Sometimes it's just symbolic. He's telling me that he really loves his mother, but although she could get very frustrated with him, and she started to change after that, after she married the stepdad, and not change for the good. In other words, the punishments became worse. I don't know where I am. It's dark. They didn't want me. They didn't want me as an autistic boy, as an older autistic boy. That's why the ages 12. Let me just get my pen. Oh my gosh, it's right here. I clearly put my pens in this thing, in this little holder, because it's so cute, but it really only holds like 3 or 4 pens. Okay. Of course, like if you look at pictures of him, you don't really see any baby pictures of him, but you see like pictures at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But then once he became like a teenager, 13, 14, 15, oh, that's a whole different story. Okay, so they liked him. But they didn't want him as an older autistic boy. I know that sounds, and I'm not like accusing, this is just what I'm hearing in spirit, okay? Take it or don't take it, all right? She was the only woman to really love me, but she resented me. Okay. Now, sometimes when spirit has a traumatic thing happen to them, they don't say the person's name that hurt them. But he did tell me, he kept saying, I love her. But she gets very aggravated with me. And she wasn't, like, even if he got caught a beating with the belt, which the stepfather did admit to one time, which I definitely feel it was more than one. Yes, He's confirming it, and he's shaking his head, yes, it was more than one. Okay, so basically what he's saying in a nutshell, because I have ADD, so I have a way of going around things and not being able to get the friggin' point across. He's trying to say that once they got together, it wasn't like they were for him. They were like working, who could punish him more. And he goes, I didn't like when they laughed at me. Like when I was having a meltdown or in pain, or when I was getting a punishment, somebody's laughing at him. Not that he's cute. You know when people make fun of you, like in school, and you make a mistake or you do something and you think it's going to be kind of funny, but it's not funny, and people laugh at you like you're a dork. Like, why are they looking at me like I'm a dork when they should love me? And he keeps on saying, why? Why just not let me just leave and go? You didn't have to worry about me. I could have been with my dad. I was going to live with my dad. But then I get pentacles. Pentacles means money issues. Okay. Anything else before I look at the cards? I didn't run away. Katrina, I didn't run away. Okay. All right. So let me look at the cards now. I don't want this to be super long because I think I need to take a walk. All right. And I'm getting a whole bunch of messages. All right. So he said pick out 15 cards. So I meditated and I shuffled, and I had to shuffle a couple times before I thought it necessary that I was tapping in. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. And I usually never pick out this many cards, but when he told me to get this painting to put up here as a background, and when he told me, I said, how many cards do you want me to do from my location cards? And he said, why don't you do 15? Because that's the age I got up to. And I said, you got it. You got it, Sebastian. Okay, so indolence. Okay. And this represents like being very lazy. So I was trying to feel like, who's this referring to? And I hear they were always telling me that I wasn't doing things right. I was being lazy. I wasn't cleaning right. I wasn't picking up after myself right. That I tried to get out of it. But he's like, Katrina, I think all teenagers are like that, aren't they? And I said, yes, they were. All teenagers. And then I got virtue. And some of the things I don't. Oh, this is New York. These are New York cards. The FD New York. And this is a fire truck. And look what's up here. Okay, what do you want me to know from this card? Yeah, he wants people to do the right thing. And he's very thankful that all the people that are searching for him and helping, and even the YouTubers. Yeah, it's a very stressful energy that I have right now. The Chariot means moved. Maybe he was moved. But I am getting a feeling of, driving. That's why I said, are they going to check Memphis or the route to stepfather's job? Chris Not Proudfoot's job. Okay, I wonder. But definitely when the Chariot card comes up, that means there was travel. And actually, I think they're traveling right now, aren't they? Okay, death. We never like to see this card. Because what I meditated on is, where can we find you? What's your location? So this is being satisfied. Echo. What does Satiety mean?
Satiety refers to the state of being satiated or feeling full and no longer hungry.
Okay, so this means feeling full and no longer hungry, feeling like embraced, feeling like you have enough love, enough food, enough love, enough friendship, okay? And I don't feel like this was the case, but I feel like he feels the love from all of us now and the love of his father. And look at this little boy right here. Okay. This is the painter, which represents the Queen of Swords. Let me just check something. 1 second, guys. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Is that the Queen of Swords? Yes, that's a Queen of Swords. Okay. Well, swords always represent the intellect. But, hold on a second. Yeah, big changes, birth, transformation. Okay. I'm just going to go with, like, tarot cards are good, but I'm going to go with how I feel, what I'm getting on the card, because they just told me you're trying to be too, feel it intellectually and what the actual card means, and they don't want me to do it that way. They just want me to feel it. Okay, so when I feel this card, I do feel like this is the mother's energy, and it's representing the painter. And what does a painter do? A painter imagines, a painter paints something. This card is representing a woman energy that is trying to paint a whole different situation. Something happened one way to Sebastian Rogers, and instead of telling the truth about it, they are painting it into a different light. This person, this feminine energy, Queen of Swords. Okay? All right. That's how I take it. All right? I'm entitled to how I interpret it. Okay? But if you are a regular tarot person out there, and you might say, well, she's doing it the wrong way. She's not interpreting it how the book says it. Well, that's how I do it, because I'd rather tap into spirit. Okay? The Game Master, the Knight of Swords. Look at this card. Okay? The Game Master. Who would this apply to? This is also somebody that's picking up the chess pieces and trying to put their own narrative, trying to create a narrative to what happened to Sebastian. And guess what? It's not the truth. When are people going to start telling the truth? That's when he'll be found. Okay, Princess of Cups. Now, this is the costume designer. And it's interesting that I got the painter and the costume designer together. You know, like in the same hand. All right, so somebody is definitely trying to make something look like a different thing. Look at the glass right there, okay? And no shade on drinking, because, you know, I like to have my Jesus juice. I'm not saying anything to do with drinking. I'm saying this person and this person, feminine energy in Sebastian's life, is trying to be a dressmaker, a costume designer, change something into something else. She's saying they didn't argue that day. Yes, they did. That's what I'm hearing from Sebastian. She was very, very, very annoyed by him. And you know what? Every parent gets annoyed. Every parent gets tired after, going to different places, treating, the cousin and her son to several places, dinner out, bowling, BJ's store. You get tired. And that's understandable. But, tell the truth. Tell the truth about what really happened, because the truth is not being told right now. Interference. Okay? So there's been a lot of interference. Okay? And you're not going to believe what friggin' card I got. I'm going to go in order. I'm almost done. Okay? Okay, so this is such a dark card. I hardly ever use these cards. I just bought them specifically so I could do cases with them, but I couldn't resonate the last couple of times. But now, and I even gave the big ones away to somebody. I give my cards away a lot because Spirit doesn't want me to have too many cards, and I don't have that many. I know a lot of other readers that do, and that's fine. That's fine, but they're trying to make me do more readings from the spirit world directly, like channeling. Okay, so anyhow, failure. What does this mean? Okay, notice it's dark out. There's a couple of buildings, but just really the sky that's lighting, that's the light. Anything else on this card? Let me just feel it. Let me just absorb it. Anything else for this card, Sebastian? Yeah, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be tied to this place anymore. I'm sorry about that. Okay, now we have the painter, we have the game master, we have the costume designer, and we have interference, and we have the filmmaker. Isn't that interesting? Prince of Cups. The filmmaker, who is trying to make a narrative that's a false narrative, that's a false story. Yeah, we had this, like, this perfect place, and every time the story changes, even when Nancy Grace talked to these people, the mother gave different details, and so did the stepfather. Chris and Katie, not Proudfoot. Okay. Look at this card that I got, and you know that our boy Sebastian loves snakes, and at one time he had 30 snakes, right? And his last snake, his name was Brownie. Yep, I watch every interview. Any interview where they talked about Sebastian. And he had 30 snakes, and all of them were taken away. Why were they taken away, Mr. and Mrs. Not Proudfoot? Because he didn't take care of them right. Well, isn't 30 snakes a little bit much for a 15-year-old to take care of? Maybe let's just get it down to one? Oh no, he took them all away. And what was next? Were the dogs going to get taken away too? Take away everything that this kid loves. Yeah, I know Spirit put this card here, because I meditated to Sebastian, and he gave me that card. Okay. Swiftness. And this wheel came, let me just put it down. That wheel meant something to me. What does that whole card mean? Is this like a cage? Like a dog crate? Is this a bicycle? Yeah, I think this is a bicycle. So whatever the situation happened, it happened really quick. And he's validating that. He's shaking his head up and down. Yes, Katrina. It happened really quickly. Okay? I think in my original reading, I have the notes in my notebook right there. In the original reading, I said everything happened from like 11 o'clock on. So between 11 and 3 in the morning, everything all went down. And if you think about it, the stepfather worked 3 hours away. So if he was away, if he was already there, he could have driven back. Because she said she was on the phone with him for over 2 hours, right? He could have driven, helped her with something, situation, and then driven back. All you have to do is leave your phone at your, without you. And then he drove back. Who knows? Okay? But we're going to find out. Don't worry. Trust and believe. Light comes. Light will come. Okay, then we have the public defender. A courthouse. Queen of Wands. Yes. This is like the representing justice is coming. See that courthouse there? Some people are going to be visiting. And this is kind of like a R, the shape of a R. I see a lowercase r. Anybody else see that? Okay. That might be a stretch, but sometimes it's little clues that they give me. Okay, then we see, wow, works. What is this? Is this like the equipment that the stepdad works on? A crane might be nearby. Again, the wheel, the symbol of the wheel is important. Circular. Is there cement, scaffolding? Isn't he working on a building at St. Jude, or he was working at St. Jude on the $1 million or, I don't know, $1 billion building for St. Jude? But then he told Nancy Grace that he wasn't working, but yet he was driving there to work? I don't know. Okay. If I get, sorry about how I look. Okay, I stayed home today because I didn't feel well, in my stomach area. But anyhow, if I get anything else, I'll come back on. Hopefully, I'll have combed my hair by then. Anyway, justice for Sebastian Rogers. Let's find Sebastian. Don't forget about Sebastian. Don't forget about Summer Moon. Don't forget about Michael Joseph. Don't forget about anybody. Dylan Rounds. Let's not forget about anybody and keep on going. Justice. Thank you. Namaste, everybody. I love you.